So using movement to mobilize the spine, firstly we want to look down at the feet and check that they are about hip width distance apart. Check that the toes are parallel, the feet are parallel, pointing straight ahead. And more important than that actually, is check that your knees are facing forward. So your kneecaps are like the headlights of a car. So if you find that your toes are facing forwards, but your knees are falling in, then what you want to do is just maybe even adjust the position of your feet. So they might not be quite parallel, just to enable the knees to be those headlights of a car and pointing straight ahead. And then you have this lovely alignment going up through the hips from the knees. Creating a little kind of bend in the knees, so you're not locking them out, just maybe bouncing up and down on the knees for a moment, just to kind of loosen everything up there, just to be nice and loose and relaxed. And then tucking the tailbone under, so lift the pelvis kind of forwards and up in the abdominal area, and actually tucking the buttocks underneath a little bit so that you feel your back flattens in the lower part. And then just relaxing the shoulders, moving and thinking of the shoulder blades, moving them down the back of the body towards the waist, creating some lovely space between the shoulders and your ears. And then just shaking out the arms, just checking that the arms are nice and loose and relaxed. Tucking the chin back towards the throat, so feeling some lovely elongation in the back of the neck as you do that. And then closing the eyes. Close the mouth and allow the tongue to rest on the roof of the mouth, with the tip of the tongue pressing against the back of the upper teeth. Breathing in and out through the nose, and just using a few abdominal breaths to settle into your practice. So as you breathe in, feel the belly expand as though you're blowing up an imaginary balloon. And then as you breathe out, feeling the belly shrinking. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth just to release any tension in the face. And each time you exhale, just letting go and softening into any areas of tension or discomfort that you might feel in the physical body. And gently opening the eyes so you can see me. So with these movements, we're going to start in the head and the neck and work our way down the spine. So the first thing I want you to do is just to check that your face is nice and relaxed. So I mentioned there about bringing the smile to the corners of your mouth. So if you can maintain that smile during your practice, I want you to get this sensation or this notion that Qigong is light and fun and a little bit playful. A lot of people take Qigong very seriously, and it's not meant to be treated in a serious way. It's supposed to be health enhancing and really kind of enlivening and enriching for your emotional and your mental state. So if we're too serious, that's all very kind of dark and heavy if we're too serious about things. So be very light and have that kind of sense of play with this. So if you can smile during your practice, that brings that sense of play into it. But what I want you to do also now is just let that smile go and just take on a serious face. And at the same time, I want you to frown. So make a furrow in your forehead, make yourself frown and make yourself have a sad face and see how that feels. And now, bring a smile to the corners of your mouth and open up the forehead. Get a sense that you're opening up this area between the eyebrows here and smoothing the forehead. Just this idea that everything's expanding, and feel how light that feels in comparison to the frowny, sad face. So try that once more. So go into sad face with a frown. And then feel that lovely lightness as you bring a smile to the corners of your mouth and create the space between your eyebrows. So those simple little face exercises can just help to bring a bit more lightness and bring a little bit more relaxation to the whole of the face, the head and the neck area. So the next thing I'd like you to do, we're starting with the top of the spine, so really at the base of the neck. And we want to get some lovely elongation in the base of the neck. And the easy way to do that is to tuck your chin back towards your throat. So I'm going to show you from the side what that looks like. So from the side, most people would have their head up in the air like this, or maybe a bit too far down like this, or jutting forwards like this is quite a common posture. So what you want to do is think of moving the chin back towards the throat. And if you watch as I do this, watch the back of my neck. So I'm tucking the chin, not really moving it down, but just drawing it in. And you can see, hopefully, that the back of my neck starts to elongate, and there's this sense that the head is lifting up from the back. Now, what you can also do, if you want to give that a little bit of encouragement, is to place your hands behind your head, maybe just interlinking the fingers, and just drawing the head and the neck up using your hands and feeling that lovely elongation of the neck, keeping the chin tucked back towards the throat. So as you do that, already that's creating lovely space and elongation between the vertebrae in the upper part of the spine. So for anyone with any kind of neck problems or tension in the neck and the shoulders, that simple tucking of the chin back towards the throat and just breathing and smiling can really help with that. So just standing in that position for a couple of breaths. Feeling that elongation, maybe drawing the chin a little bit further in as you breathe. And sometimes what you'll also feel is a sensation of opening, running down between the shoulder blades, either side of the spine as you do that. And opening the eyes. And now what we want to do is make sure that we're creating lovely space and kind of relaxation between the shoulder blades in the back of the body. So we can do that by creating a little bit more broadness here across the collarbones. So what I'd like you to do is imagine that your collarbones are smiling. So you've got a nice smiley face running from here to here. And what we can do is just take one hand and draw a smile from one collarbone or one shoulder to the other. And as you do that, when you stop, just pull that shoulder back and down a little bit and let go. And then again, from one side to the other, smiley face, and draw that shoulder back and down. And as you do that, rather than just thinking of the front of the body where you hopefully will feel some lovely openness, also bring your mind into the back of the body, the upper part of the back, in behind the shoulder blades. And just feel a little bit more relaxation coming to that area. If you feel there's a bit of tension in the shoulders, just ease off on it a bit. You may want to let the shoulders drop a tiny little bit further forwards, just by a couple of millimeters to relieve any tension. But still having this sense of smiling collarbones, openness in the chest, relaxation in the upper back. Not forgetting to keep the chin tucked back towards the throat. So by creating a little bit of space like this in between the vertebrae, that allows for blood, fluid and qi to flow more freely between and around the vertebrae, bringing nourishment and energy to the area. And now opening the eyes and just loosening up the whole of the upper part of the back around the spine, the thoracic spine, so in that part of the spine in between the shoulder blades. What I'd like you to do is let your hands just be very loose, shake them out so you're like a puppet on a string. And what I want you to do now is do a kind of swimming action with your shoulders, but without using your hands or your arms. So you're moving your shoulders forwards. The arms are just hanging down very loosely. And as you do this, just breathing normally, using your abdominal breath, thinking of your shoulders as two wheels rotating around the spine in that upper back area. Really feel as though the shoulders are oiling the spine, loosening up, lubricating the whole of that upper back area with this movement. And now change the direction, keeping the mind in the upper back spinal area, shoulders acting as wheels, lubricating the whole of that spinal area. Really feeling into that, and let the rest of your body kind of follow that movement. So you may feel like the waist moves a little bit, the hips move a bit. Stay very loose and relaxed with this movement. And then relaxing, opening the eyes. And now if you can, if your shoulders allow it, lift your hands up to shoulder level. So elbows are level with the shoulders. My palms are facing forwards and I just make very loose fists. Take a breath in through your nose. And as you breathe out, drop the chin right down to the chest and bring the elbows together. Feeling a lovely stretch around the upper part of the back, the neck and the shoulders. Breathing in, and now really open up as though you're doing a really big stretch. Don't let the head fall too far back, especially if you've got any neck issues. And breathing out, coming forwards. Breathe in and feel as though there's a little valley forming between your shoulder blades as you pull the elbows and the arms back. Breathe out. Once you're clear about the movement, you might want to close your eyes and really focus on what's going on in the upper part of the back. Breathe out, drop the head to the chest, elbows together. Breathe in, lovely opening up, relaxation in the upper back. One more time, breathe out. And breathe in. And now keeping the arms there in this position, bring the hands together. Some of you have done this exercise with me before. Lift the elbows a little bit higher if you're able and a bit further away from the body. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, close the elbows together. Feel that lovely stretch along the trapezius muscles and the tops of the shoulders. Breathe in and relax. Breathe out, squeezing together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Smiling. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Let the arms drop down by your sides. Give them a little bit of a shake out. Maybe shaking out the whole of the body. Okay. Now, next one is we're going to now bring a little bit of a twist into the spine. So what I'd like you to do, first level of this movement is simply just to move one hand over to your hip, still looking forwards and just feeling a little bit of a twist in the spine. And breathe in and breathe out to the other side, looking forwards, but feeling just a gentle, gentle twist. Now, if you want to take this a little bit further, breathing in, and this time breathe out and look over the shoulder on that side. Breathe into the center and breathe out, looking over the shoulder. If that's too much for you, just keep it looking straight ahead. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe into the center, breathe out to the side. Now you can keep going like that, but if you want to take it even a little bit further, what we're going to do is this movement, but at the same time, your other hand is going to move back behind your body. I'll show you now, I'll turn around. So you'll see that my hand is up my back, and the palm is facing outwards. So I'll just show you that now. So from here, what we're going to do from the central position is we're going to breathe in, breathe out, arm comes across, head goes across, and hand goes back behind the body. pulling that shoulder back. Breathing in and breathing out. Pull the shoulder back if the hand is behind the body. Keep the chin parallel with the ground rather than looking down or looking up, as parallel as you can. Breathe in, and one more time to each side at whichever level you're comfortable with. Pulling the shoulder back if you're in this position. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe into the center and breathe out, shaking out the arms again. So just a very, very simple twist for you there, okay? So just to bring a little bit more dynamism into the twist now, we're going to perform knocking on the gates of life, which is quite a famous Qigong exercise, which some of you have done with me before. So this is all very nice and loose and relaxed. So all you're going to do is just bounce up and down, just on your knees, just in knees and ankles, nice and loose and flexible. And just begin to turn from one side to the other, allowing the hands to be really, really loose and relaxed. And you'll find you get this kind of pendulous action with the arms and the hands. And as you turn and increase the amplitude of this movement, what you'll find is that the backs of the hands begin to tap the back of your body, the lower back area. So as you're doing this, breathing using your abdominal breath, smiling, chin tucked in towards the throat, but really more focusing with your mind on the lower back area. So each movement, each knock on the gates of life, or on heaven's gate, as they sometimes call it, is helping to energize that lower back area, improve the flexibility of the spine in this lumbar region, and also give a little bit of a massage to the kidneys. So really nice and loose and relaxed. This is a lovely exercise to perform outside in nature, in the park or the forest or on the beach. You can really feel the nature around you as you're breathing and relaxing into this. And then just decreasing the movement now, coming back to your central standing and resting position. So there are a few simple movements to increase the flexibility and the mobility around your spine by creating some space between the vertebrae, really relaxing the muscles either side of the spine and just allowing for that little bit more relaxation to promote the health of the spine. You might just want to close your eyes for a moment now and just feel into the spine, starting at the base of the neck, and in your mind's eye, just tracing down through the vertebrae of the spine, through the middle back, down into the lower back, to the coccyx. And just seeing and observing how your spine feels now compared to at the beginning of the routine today. And opening the eyes. So hopefully that's something you can use for a quick 5-minute practice if you just feel like your back is a little bit stiff and you need to loosen everything up. So that can be practiced in a very short space of time, either on its own or incorporated into another Qigong routine.